Okay, we're back. Oh, I'm so sorry. um, if we have a fire truck go by, they think that they're involved in the rescue mission and they have to alert the entire universe. Anyway, everybody getting holiday happy, or are you holiday stressed already? I am not on top of it this year. I have a really scary feeling that Christmas might win. I thought I had her by the neck, you know what I mean? I was like, Christmas is mine this year. I'm going to be ahead of it all. Nope, didn't happen. But, I just, I don't think anybody's really on top of it because it came so fast. I guess because of the calendar and, Thanksgiving and all of that. You see how this is just moving along? And look, it's getting some really nice dimension. And I'm not having to spend 19 hours on leaves. Because I love doing leaves and I love doing trees, but um, let's face it, we really do have lives here. We got stuff to do. I mean, I don't even want to think about what I'm supposed to be doing right now. There's laundry and there's Santa suit, accoutrement, and accessories all over the place. It's kind of a mess. It really is. Which is why I'm hiding in here where it's not so terribly atrocious. So I just want this Christmas to be easy. I really do. I don't want a bunch of crazy. I want us to be in our pajamas all day and you know just chill out, because by the time it gets here, the next 2 weeks, me and these doggies are going to be very, very, very busy. They have a lot of people to visit, and it always gets a little emotional for me. Um, the closer it gets to the holidays, because we try to go to the hospitals, and I mean, there's just nothing harder than knowing that you know there are children who just want to be happy and healthy and normal and be home with their families. And so you have to kind of put your own emotions aside when you're doing Santa and make it about them. And my husband and I, we've been doing this for, oh gosh, 10 years, I would say. This is actually, I think, 11. And, we kind of have we get a certain mindset, but emotionally, it would wear on anybody. I mean, any human being, it does take its little moment to kind of, you know, get back into your world and kind of snap out of it and get your joy back. Um, and that is something that is not always, it's easier said than done. But Friday is coming, and Friday is kind of the 13th is kind of um, a Memorial Day for us, I guess you could say. I am Fiona. Be a good girl for mommy. You know what? I'm gonna give them a cookie, because if I can't have justice, I can have quiet. What do you guys think? Yeah, nothing spoiled going on here. Anyway, we're from Sandy Hook, and so December comes around every year, and we try to make a positive thing about it. So what we do is go shopping at quiet. It's okay, George. Here. We go shopping and we just purchase a few little, toys and trinkets for any child. This year it'll be our neighbors. We have the most fabulous neighbor downstairs. He's so wonderful. And he has 4 children. And he's a police officer and works like crazy. And so, as a tribute, we go and get some little, special things and try to remember all the little ones that we lost that horrible day in Sandy Hook. I can't believe it's been 6 years. It just doesn't feel like 6 years. It's really, time is a really ugly animal sometimes, isn't he? But you don't have to be from Sandy Hook. If you want to do it, just tell the goodness of your heart. And if you were around that day or watching the news that day, or if you're from, Connecticut or the tri-state area, just pop on down to the Dollar Tree and, get a little coloring book or some crayons or, a little toy and give it to a child, and you don't even have to explain why. It can just be between you and God. And, well, if you don't know their parents really well, I would definitely try to, give them a little explanation. Do you see how fast this wreath is going? I mean, my gosh, I am so glad that it has a lot of greens in it, because greens are one thing I get done quickly. Now, remember what I said, we don't want to get green on the bird, so we push away from it a little bit. See what happens? And this is a glitter gel pen. The other one was pastel. You put the glitter on top of it. And it's great because it really, you hardly use any ink at all. I mean, it just, it moves and spreads so beautifully that it looks like you took, a lot more time with your blending, and you didn't have to. You had time to, I don't know, eat, bathe, comb and walk dogs, groom dogs. Speaking of grooming, oh my gosh. Fiona's feet look like Sasquatches. They're horrible. I have got to get a hold of her and trim her toe pads and cut her nails. And I've had dogs in the past where, oh yeah, here, do my nails. They could care less. They'd fall asleep while I was cutting their nails. Not her. No way. It's a total ambush, bribery. I mean, we've tried everything. I mean, it is absolutely, it's never a pleasant moment for her. She's like, she doesn't even like people to touch her feet. I mean, when we go out in public, though, sometimes the kids will want to rub her feet. She could care less. She's like, oh, here, go right ahead. But at home, if she thinks I'm looking at her toes or her nails or, nope. She runs like a toddler. I mean, girl is out of there. Anyway, oh, excuse me. I am living on coffee and coloring right now. People, I gotta tell you, I think we're all just overdoing this Christmas thing to a point that I got to get it under control somehow. But I have a husband who is a consummate 12-year-old when it comes to Christmas. Oh, I got to tell you a funny story. Okay, so when we first got married, which was like 17, 18 years ago, John is German. He's from Berlin. But our name is Hair, like the hair on your head. In case everybody wants to know, how do you pronounce it? It's Gaelic spelling. I don't know why they have to spell it H-E-H-I-R, but anyway, you know, he was always used to just like a tiny little simple tree and a simple little wreath on the door, and that was his holiday. And then he married me. And we got married in October. And it was hilarious because he kept moving and he was like, all these boxes. He was like, my gosh, I know that women have a lot of stuff, but this is like a lot. And we never really got around to having the conversation that I'm a Christmasaholic. And that when I decorate, I go big or go home. And anyway, he got up early that morning and he went to work and kissed me goodbye. And I put on the Jingle All the Way, video and cranked up some music. And I went to town. He came home. He literally lost it. I mean, it looked like, well, Christmas just threw up. I really do. I Griswold it. And I think, why not? I'm not an extravagant person anywhere else. I don't take lavish trips or vacations. I don't buy expensive jewelry. And, I always, hit the stores after the holiday when everything, is so desperately, pitifully marked. They're paying you to take it out the door. But the look on his face, oh, those are one of those moments you wish you had a camera that you could have just captured it forever. He was like, oh my gosh. And then I found out, and that's how we both found out, he is as much of a Christmasaholic as I am. And then our friend had this amazing shop called the German Deli. Unfortunately, it's recently closed, and we're still mourning the closure of that store. But it was a wonderful deli where they had, all these German import foods and everything. And she always liked to do a big thing at Christmas too. So we started doing Santa and Mrs. Claus. Well, the first year we sat on fold-out chairs. I had a $2 white felt dress that I bought at a yard sale. I put a Christmas tree skirt around my neck as a cape, which, by the way, works. It's really cute. If you ever want to get, dress up a black suit or something, go get a big, furry, pretty Christmas tree skirt, because some of them are gorgeous. And throw it over there. Put a brooch on it. Nobody will ever know. Anyway, that was our outfit, and we had our dogs, and we sat out in the freezing cold. It was icy and snowy, and German people don't care about ice or snow or any of that stuff in Texas. We're like, oh, please, And all the Irish and the Germans came out, and they brought their kids, and then it got bigger. We started making a Santa tent, and then we had a horse and carriage bring us in. And I mean, we had over, 1,000, 2,000 people there sometimes. It was ridiculous. They were lined around the block. And we would bring our polar bear dogs. Now, this is before George and Fiona were born. This is when I had Lucy and Gandalf, who were just rock stars in their own right. Notice I'm going a little bit darker here in the middle because I just want a little variation on the leaves. So anyway, so John was terrified. He was like, I don't know if I can be a Santa. I mean, what is Santa? What do I do? And I was like, trust me, all you have to do is be the kind man that you are, which, by the way, he is the kindest of all human beings on the planet. I'm totally convinced. I haven't met anybody nicer, so, you know, he's a sweetheart. But we had children come up. Oh, I'll never forget. A little girl came with her Toys R Us catalog. A catalog. And she had little tabs marked. Okay, we have to start with page 8. And I was like, oh my gosh, how big is this catalog? And so we had quite an inventory list. And she came fully prepared. And it was the funniest thing we ever did. And then we thought, well, you know what? There are other people who can't afford the ritzy, snotty mall Santa. You know, I mean, mall Santas. You have to mortgage your house now. I mean, those pictures cost a fortune, and they're not that great. And they basically give your child, oh, I don't know, you wait in line for 45 minutes and they give your child like 3 seconds, you know. Hi, how are you? Yeah, take the picture. Off you go. But John wasn't like that. John and I loved to just talk to them. And the kids didn't mind waiting because they knew once they got up to us, that we weren't going to shoo them off. You know, we were going to, you know, give them a real a chat and a real experience. And so it became our Christmas tradition, and we love it. And now, oh, I got to tell you, now we're just all over the place with it. But John he's a natural. He's a natural Santa. And I try to be a natural Mrs. Claus. I think we're both completely in our element. We really are. We're just kind of, I guess, goofy children deep down inside. And we, you know, and we love to just spread a little joy. So that's our thing. And I hope you guys are seeing this. I don't know if it's even coming out very well. I apologize in advance. I am not a video girl. I wish I were. You know, I mean, I really do. But yeah, ever since I was little, I was all about Christmas. And we drove our mother crazy. Oh, Joe Beth was, I have to do this for Joe Beth. I hope you're, if you're listening, Joe Beth. George, come here. See, I say your name and the dog barks. Joe Beth has a dog fan. George thinks Joe Beth is like Jennifer Lopez or something. Every time she comes on to do a color and chat, he's like in the TV. He's so funny. But anyway, yeah, I found myself yelling at George the other day because Joe Beth is like going, George, hi George, you're so sweet. And it's like she kept saying his name, and he's woofing, and I was like, oh Jesus, Joseph and Mary, would you just please stop with the barking, And my mother came out of me, out of nowhere. I mean, you know, we joke about it all the time because for us children, we probably thought our names were Jesus, Mary, and Joseph for the first 5 years we were alive, you know, because that was always the Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. What have they done now? Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. So, yeah, it was, anyway, thank you, Joe Beth, for getting George all riled up because he adores you. And, You know, he doesn't respond to everybody. He really doesn't respond to TV a lot. I mean, we were watching Lady and the Tramp the other night, and he kind of sat and watched that for a little bit. But anyway, are you leaving, sweetheart? Okay, I love you. Bye. Be careful. Have a good day. Off my husband goes. Um. Anyway, yeah. So we joke a lot about that, about the whole, Irish thing, because Jo Beth comes from the old land of Ireland. Her family goes back to the blood, and all. But I just love them. I really do. I love them as people. I love Mark. He's so funny. He's catty and adorable. I know, George. Daddy will be back in a moment. Here you go. Come here, puppy. Anyway, they really, not only is she a gifted artist, I mean, you have to go to Jo Beth Color and Chat on YouTube. She's really, really good. But they tell adorable stories, and she's so sweet and has just the loveliest demeanor. Anyway, okay, so I just did that for now. I'm going to try to figure out how to make this partridge prettier. I went on YouTube to look for a little, I guess, reference, because I am not a bird girl and I don't do the best birds in the world. Partridges are kind of, I don't know, I think they taste better than they look, honestly. But I really had fun visiting with you. Text me and send me a photo or email me or comment on me or whatever. But send me your doggy pictures and your cat pictures. I'm dying to see what you guys are up to this year. I know you're all being very, very creative. Anyway, shine on and have a great day. Love to all. Bye.